Yo, 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 what is going on, everyone? Another impromptu live, and that is because of that man right there just said, "Hey, I want to do a live." He texted me at like 7 p.m. talking about it. Let's do a live. I'm like, dude, and then StreamYard was acting up for me. Yeah, it just I
But
should
hey, we're here for everybody, so that's what counts.
should have just posted it, but that's what happens. And I don't even know. Oh, bro, I don't know why this is down here. Hold up. You see, this is what happens when we do impromptu stuff. Let me take out this header. I'm using like the Thor header and the banner. Let me. How do I remove that? Hide current ticker. There we go. See, look at that. It was sheesh. But yeah. So let's see. Anybody starts joining? Any questions?
Sure.
And that's about it. Yo, David, what's going on, David? Finally,
We're gonna get into it tonight. That's for
let's see
sure.
live, Atomos. Let's go. This is what happens, Titan, when we do impromptu stuff. I think if we give me a couple hours,
I gave you
give
a
me
couple hours.
You just gave you
2 hours. That's
nah,
a couple.
yeah.
A couple is two people.
Yeah. I gotta think. I gotta think the group right here that I hit up, showing support,
right.
showing love. Franco, David, Adamo.
Adamo.
What's going on, Conway?
Conway's here too. Awesome.
All right, so while we start, Titan Tim, what you're the one that came up with topics. Do you want to talk this stuff? We didn't even have time to talk about anything. I'm gonna just bounce off whatever topic you have, and we'll just go what it is. And yes, Franco, Titan Tim, yes, you just sent the IK hostess and a 6-pack of Mountain Dew live
That
wire.
is freaking phenomenal.
Yep. So
I cannot wait.
So Titan Tim's gonna give me one little Mountain Dew live wire and give that a go.
Definitely. A sip.
Worst case scenario, Titan Tim, if I am not home and they do deliver the package, you could just come to my crib and just grab it.
Sweet.
I'll send you a message the day it's out for delivery. Because send me the tracking number, Franco, that'll be great because I travel for work. So if I'm not home, then I don't want it to be gone.
No problem. So, we got Vice Detail too. Sweet.
Vice Detail, what's going on? So let's go with your topics, Titan Tim. What is the first topic? Probably stir the pot up, or you want to ease it for the middle?
Well, the main topic is nail the detail. And how can you nail the detail with inferior products?
Yeah.
Think about it. You can do pretty good, but if you're doing pretty good or moderately good, moderate doesn't win anything, really. I mean, you're taking a test in college or whatever, but do you want a C or do you want an A?
Yep.
Pick the A products. Pick the A tier, the S tier. We got all these, tier channels, and yours is great. There's a lot of other people that are doing them. A lot of other people are doing the same tier rankings and other topics. I saw some healthcare stuff. I mean, it's all over, but why do you want to use anything that isn't in the top tier?
Right.
And you can say, okay, well, I've got all these moderate to low ranking products. What am I going to do with them? Well, donate them.
Yeah.
Donate them to the fire department. They would love to have some soaps and some ceramic sealants and stuff like that. Why not? Or you can actually sell them. Isn't that Facebook page secondhand detailing or something like that?
Yeah.
Sell them there.
You know what it is too, Titan Tim? Like the best thing that I can describe, right, with inferior products or what the case is, right, is you have two options, right? Like you said, donate them or use a bunch of it. Stop trying to be cheap with it. Just use it to like get rid of it. Does that make sense? It's like, I typically use 3 sprays of this, trash sealants or detail spray. I'm gonna use 15 sprays. Like nobody cares at that point, right? Like just use it knowing that you're gonna put it to waste regardless. I mean, I pay my money, right?
You use too much, it's gonna streak.
It don't matter. At that point, it's inferior, right? It's
You're
just
not
like
going to nail
trying
the
to.
detail if it streaks.
No,
Sorry.
I agree. I agree. But the whole point of like why using, you see, there's definitely like a huge like benchmark, right? When it comes to like inferior products. One is of course everybody's thing is cost, right? But it just can't be extremely expensive or expensive. It has to be like in the middle, that it's because there's different stuff. It's not that you can't nail a detail with an inferior product. Right? You say you could do good, you could do pretty good, but you're not going to do amazing. It's one of those things where the cost has to make sense in a point. You can't just have a degreaser that is inferior and then, buy one that's $100. That's
Well, it's a good point because you can buy a small bottle of what I said the last podcast, NV Luster. You can buy a small bottle of it for like 40, $50 or whatever. Or you can buy a much bigger bottle of Phoenix EOD Titan.
Yep.
You're not going to tell too much of a difference between Luster and Titan, just slightly. Titan's going to be slicker, but again, you don't need to spend a lot of money.
Yep.
And you're going to get great results with Titan. You're going to save a lot of money, especially if you buy it by the gallon. But the money thing isn't always what it's cracked up to be, and we can get into that about another product as well.
Yeah,
later.
we definitely can for sure stir up the pot. We got a question. What is
Oh, yeah.
Titan Tim's go-to S tier wheel and tire cleaner? If you Titan Tim, one is obviously a wheel and tire cleaner product, or if you use one specifically for wheels and tires, then you could do that as well.
I usually use Kraken, Phoenix EOD Kraken,
He really
1 to
does.
3 on wheels and tires. You can do it like 1 to 8 or 9 as well. But Adams wheel and tire is really good. But it's kind of funny. I was thinking yesterday, I'm going to give everyone a tip that's going to kind of blow them away.
What's it?
So one time I ran out of wheel and tire cleaner. Actually, it was tire cleaner. And I needed to clean these tires. I ran out. I didn't have any with me. You know what I used?
Head and shoulder shampoo.
Close. No. Haagen-Dazs ice cream. No, I used 3D bug remover, and it turned those tires so brown, way browner than Adams wheel and tire cleaner, way browner than Phonics. So that Phonics wheel and tire cleaner. That's really good. Delete, DELET. That was really good, but bug remover just cleaned them so well.
Nice.
So there's the tip of the night.
The tip is don't run out of products. Don't run out of your product. That's
don't run out of products.
Wes, appreciate you coming in as well. Everybody else, Ulysses, J Farm, tuning in, coming in.
Mott's Detailing.
Have a Yep, you could use it for something, J Farm. Now you could use your 3D bug remover for, your tires. I've never used it.
It's phenomenal. I still have a small bottle of it left. I bought it by the gallon. Man, that stuff is so good on tires. So you have got to use it on those tires sometime and let us know on another live stream.
And then what's another thing? So what's the other topic that you have? I know you said you have. We're winging this.
That's kind of the main topic, but you can also, if you got moderate products or products that you just don't want to use anymore, there's always somebody starting up a detailing business.
Yep.
Locally or whatever. You just may run into them somehow, but that's what I did too. It works great.
Yeah. And then what's one thing, so this may stir up the pot a little bit, is the whole detailing type of scene of like, I'm not gonna say like Europeans make great products, right? I like Labo Cosmetica, that's what I like. I like most of their stuff, but in terms of like their detailing process, I feel it's just so much going on. You need a belt buckle shampoo. You need a leather cleaner. You need you foam on the car 4 times before you actually do a contact wash. All of it for what, Tim? Like, why? And I know you've seen it, and you just sit there. It's like, dude, they'd be like, I'm doing a full detail for 200 quid. I'm like, dude, what the hell for 200 quid? 200 pounds? You're doing a wheel off and doing this. I spent 4 hours on this. I'm like, dude, I can't. I can't.
You know, most of what I'll do is, you got to inspect the car, obviously, but if it doesn't need much at all, just use a pH neutral soap,
Yeah.
like Phoenix COD Titan or some other Titan, Apex
It,
Auto Wash,
yeah.
or something similar like that. If it's kind of dirty, okay, use Vonix Citron. What I use for high alkaline or DTalco, the high pH wash. Or if
Yeah.
there's water spots, then just use like Yum Reset or Purifica. This stuff's great.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
really like this. Um, you know, you don't need to use 3 different, soap applications. I don't think, unless it's just trashed.
You know what's a funny comment, Tim? So
Hmm.
this brings me to a comment that I forgot one other YouTuber ended up having, but it was a combo. What Conway put up. So there was one comment in the comment section that says, this isn't a one-step paint correction. It's called a 3-step. It's because you washing the car, decontaminate the car, and then polishing the car. It's called a 3-step process. I'm like, dude, I might as well just charge for a 25-step detail, right? It all starts from the minute I wake up. I open my eyes, brush my teeth, spray on like, dude, it's just like the guy said a 3-step detail, bro. I've never heard of that. Have you ever heard of that? You call it 3-step. A customer says they want a 3-step.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. It was the dumbest
That's
thing I've ever
baloney.
seen. Just
Yeah.
a couple
No,
people
but
have.
another thing too is, how clean does the top of the paint have to be? It has to be pretty clean. But if you're going to do a 2-step paint correction, do you have to have absolute purity before you start the heavy compound? Yeah, you should. Keeps your pads cleaner. Yeah. But, if time's tight, you got to do what you got to do. So, right, Rick?
Yeah. Yeah. And to be quite honest, touching on that topic, right? Like everybody has like their own process, right? Of like either using a synthetic clay or a clay bar. I'm calling you out, Franco, because Franco and I always get at it. So Franco, of course, we all know that detailing clay is like will pull off literally as much contaminants as possible better than a synthetic clay, right? Like the difference between a synthetic clay is more of getting that little top edges out, but other than that, it's just more of like you said, do you really need it to be perfectly clean before you polish? And I always say no, right? I mean, there's there's times where you could use a heavy duty clay bar and there's still oxidation on the paint, right? The minute you start polishing, it just comes out. So I don't necessarily do it. And talking about Franco, look at him. Already happy talking about like, yeah, fine and medium. That's what he likes to use. Fine and medium clay bar. Franco. Franco. Should I get
Franco's
Franco on
awesome.
here? Should we just if Franco wants to get on?
Fine and medium. I just
Prob-
use medium. It works for me.
I just use straight hardcore to the bone. I like to go straight hard on it, raw dog.
I did
Heavy
that
clay.
Shelby race car today, and that had a lot of tar and rubber from the tires from other vehicles and stuff like that. And that stuff actually came off pretty good because a couple of years ago I put on a 1-year ceramic. It was immortal. Quite a bit of it was still on already, but
Yeah.
I just use Vonix Strike and a couple rubs, and it's off.
Yeah. So we got a question for you.
Yeah.
So you said, "Hey, bro, loved your videos." Titan Tim, love your videos. Maybe mine.
Oh,
I don't know on my
must be
channel. He's like,
yours.
"What
I
brand of
haven't done
wheel
a whole
acid
lot.
cleaner?" Yeah, he's like, "What brand of your wheel acid cleaner you guys have in your arsenal?" I don't think to use all the time. but to have a good one in the mix. All right, to be quite frank, at the moment I'm using Ragnarok. That's the cheapest one that you can dilute up to 1 to 5. I never use it straight. I used to use a lot of Meguiar's wheel brightener if you were using wheel acid, but the problem with that is one, they discontinued it, and two, a bunch of kickback. And same thing with Superior Products. I think it's called Wheelwire. Is their wheel acid really good? But again, you get the huge fumes in the back. It's just Ragnarok was the best. Ragnarok and Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner were the two acid wheel cleaners that didn't have a kickback whatsoever that I really enjoyed. But the problem with Jimbo's is way too expensive. It's $100 for the gallon.
Do you want to see what Ragnarok did? I think I had it at 1 to 3. So I did a Audi Quattro TDI, and look at the difference from the top to the bottom.
Yep.
You see all that dirt around the letters?
Yep.
That was before Ragnarok. That's after Ragnarok.
And who gave you that
detail brush?
And who gave you that tip? Who gave you that tip?
I think you did.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You said, yo, how do I get this? I was like, just use that Ragnarok right there.
Yeah, but everybody in the chat, isn't that incredible? What a difference. So, that's another thing about nailing the detail. And you can do great on a paint correction. Okay, sweet. You can do tires good. You can do rubber good and all that stuff. Fine. How do the badges look? Get those badges clean. And you don't have to use Ragnarok. I mean, I think that's the best, but there are other ones as well that you can use. But that's what I use. And there's your proof right there. Stuff's phenomenal.
Yep. And how long did you let it dwell for? That's what B. Riley's asking.
Probably like 15, 20 seconds, something like that on that one. I don't think it was over 30 seconds at all, really. So just hit it with the detail brush, probably about 15, 20 seconds of the detail brush. And then, took the hose and washed it off, and that's what I got. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that thing works quick. That works quick. I tell people all the time, don't let Ragnarok sit for too long. I think one customer or a couple of customers that I heard let it sit for too long and it like stained their paint. I'm like, that thing works quick. Like it's no joke. I haven't used Ragnarok neat yet at all whatsoever. David Boyce, what's going on?
I used it 1-to-1 today on that Shelby.
What is going on, my brother? It's been a while. Hopefully your family's well. Hopefully everything is good.
Holy smokes. We got Hawaii Tim.
Hawaii Tim in here, man.
Sweet.
I'm about to send the invite real quick to a special guest.
Awesome.
AKA somebody
Thanks,
I
Hawaii
used to
Tim.
mess with.
He made a really nice comment on that GT 350 that I did today. That was wash with Vonix Citron, polished it with Fabulous Finishing Polish, and then I put on Fine Lab Odin for a coating on it. That was the process on that Shelby GT 350.
Yeah, that thing came out beautiful. That was so shiny and red. It was wild. What's up with you boomers using freaking Yahoo? That's crazy. I'm like, dude, the guy asked for an invite. I says, yo, what's your email? He said yahoo.com.
Who, me?
Not you, the other one.
Oh.
The other boomer that's joining.
I'm Gen X. Come on now. I know boomer.
Oh, man. Yo, what is going on, Carlos? Appreciate you showing up, showing
Carlos,
some love.
Holy smokes. Dang.
Yo, yeah.
I gotta watch his video. He put out a video earlier about 500 washes or something like that.
Yeah, 500 washes with the
I've gotta watch that.
the perfectly sprayed perfectly safe brush. And bro, did you see his video with the headliner? Did you see that one with the stains? Dude,
No,
watch
I
that
gotta watch
one.
it tomorrow morning during coffee.
Like,
Dang.
dude, that one. I know you've been busy because obviously you've had a bunch of details. You've been getting freaking hammered with work.
Yeah.
But watch his headliner one. I'm like, dude, I'm taking this tip, man. I'm taking that tip. Obviously, we use the same products. I use the products. I use BioBreak because of Carlos. Well, no, I use Bridgepoint because of Carlos. He was using Flex Fire,
Hmm.
but I like to use BioBreak, but he ended up using BioBreak in that video. So
Yep.
yeah, I use BioBreak and Flex Ice because of Serranos. So shout out to
Someone
Carlos.
else looks like they may be coming in the house here.
Yes, sir. And let's
Dang.
welcome on board to the other boomer. Yo, what is going on?
Yahoo Mountain Dew. Livewire.
Oh, dude, that's crazy that you can't get it. You know, that night you talked about it, I got called to work like at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I stopped to get some gas, and I was grabbing whatever energy drink I felt like, and there it was, just a big wall of it, like the Code Red, the Baja Blast, and then the one you said, the Livewire.
Livewire.
And I
is
grabbed
awesome.
I grabbed like three of them, and I was walking to the counter. And I told that lady, charge me for three more. I'm gonna send this man a 6-pack.
He
What a
said,
guy.
he said,
What a guy.
That's awesome.
Nothing
Yep.
better than on a hot summer day, or like that Meatloaf song, on a hot summer night. Nothing like it on a hot summer day. Orange pop, orange soda.
So like the topic that you're talking about, man, I love the topic of, you know, like you said, like how y'all said, the how many foams do you need to put down, how many, and that's a question I've been asking. So you know, asking you guys, you know, your take on it. To my question, how clean does that car have to be before you actually start washing it? And it's got nothing to do with the polishing later on,
Yep.
but how much grime? I mean, as long as you're getting the grit off via foam or just water rinse, like I do 90% of the time, how clean does the car have to be before you actually touch it?
Yep. Let's go with Tim.
So I just did a black Silverado RST lowered, and that paint was really dirty. And I did the Detail Co Nemesis rinseless wash on it instead of a 2-bucket or getting the pressure washer out, which I didn't have to do that, but it was pretty dirty. I didn't see it scratch anything really. And I had to do a real heavy 2-step paint correction on it and 3 steps in some areas. And I haven't posted pictures yet, but a dog.
But the car was hammered.
The dog just scratched the heck out of the rear passenger door. It's all gone.
Yeah, but
I had to wet sand it and that. But it was really dirty. But guess what? It's black, GM black, and after a 2 to 3 step paint correction, I couldn't tell if I left just a little bit of residue on top of the paint or not.
I think what he's asking more, Titan Tim, is like how clean does a car need like to be in terms of like when you foam on, say hard wash or Primus or built Hamburg, like how, like say my car I haven't washed in a couple weeks, but say I'm here to wash it, right? I spray on Primus. I do my first layer. Do I need to do like 2 more foaming steps before I actually do the contact wash? Like how clean does it need to be in order to do the contact wash?
I don't think you have to do 2 more foams like that.
Yeah.
I think one, especially with the pressure washer, if you do one, like I just washed my Shelby GT500 just recently. Haven't washed it a month and a half. And all I did was foam on Detail Co. High pH
hard wash.
And blasted it off, and then I foamed them on again, and then I did my contact, and then I dried it, sprayed on my detailing spray, and just dried it with a drying towel. I didn't see any scratches or anything.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing, Franco. For me, it's just foam it on, rinse it off. Once I get all that grit off, it's up to you whether you want to do whatever the contact. That's me, man. Look, you can't prevent or not prevent, more of like you can't fully eliminate swirls and scratches, right? Because I always
No.
tell people all the time over here that you sometimes we drive on gravel road, or once you go on the 501, you see all that stuff. You're gonna get all that kickback from the trucks and stuff. It's like sometimes those are
Hmm.
the scratches that you get, those little
Thank
linear
you.
scratches.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
I think Miranda made that same point back when he was posting videos. Like you're worried about scratching the paint, getting the stuff on, but what about the act of driving down the highway at 60 miles per hour and that stuff splashing up on your car? Like, did that put the scratch? Like, you know, w-
Especially with the wheels, when people say, "Yo, why didn't you fully foam on the wheels first, then rinse it off?" I'm like, it's not a show car. It's a daily driver, bro. I get it.
mhm.
It's gloss black, but they got swirls and scratches already on it. That's because they're driving, bro. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that detailers that we see on YouTube, they start off, kind of later in the day. So, but you watch them foam the car and they doing the process, and filming already adds time to that anyways. But how many times are they washing their car and the sun's gone down on them and they're polishing in the dark and they're
yeah,
dimly lit? Like, why does the wash process have to, you have to foam, you have to rinse, you have to foam, you have to maybe put another foam on, then you're going to wash, and then it's
yeah.
such a lengthy process. You're going to polish the car anyways. Well, just rinse off, make sure you get the grit off. It's not about cutting corners, but make sure you safely rinse off the grit, wash the car, polish it. Why do you need this, and this when you know you're going to clay and
It's it.
decontaminate it that way?
It's called maximizing your time, right? Like that's what we're doing, right?
Hmm.
It's the same way you maximize your time when you do grocery shopping, right? Are you gonna
Hmm.
you have 30 bags in your car? Are you gonna take just one bag at a time and bring it into the house? No, you're gonna grab like 5 or 6 each at a time, walking inside the crib. Less trips, right? That's what we're trying to do in detailing. Less trips, but make it safe. Obviously, you're not grab all 30 bags and walk it in because then they're all gonna rip and fall. But it's just
There you
being
go.
smart, right? Like I always
Yeah.
tell people, detailing is just being smart. Like,
Well, there's another efficiency step too that somebody mentioned a long time ago, like 3-4 years ago on a YouTube stream, but nobody's talked about it since. Say you're going to do a two-step paint correction using like Fine Lab A50 heavy duty compound, but it does diminish down. Okay, so you're doing your first step with the wool pad and the following. Okay, do you have to wipe that compound off first? It's already been beaten down to a polish. Can
yeah,
you just put on a foam pad and just put a little bit of like fab polish or something like on it and mix the foam pad with the fab polish on it right over
Hmm.
top of the diminishing compound. And guess
so
Oh
what? I
yeah,
did
yeah.
it on that black truck and it
yeah,
worked.
That would
nah,
be
you can
brilliant. That
always
would
do it.
that would work for you guys because you have garages. But I would do an insurance wipe, that first layer, because I am outside in the random gust of winds blowing dirt. So yeah, for if you're in an enclosed environment and you're not, yeah, that would work perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and I tell people all the time too. It's like, especially with these new polishes nowadays. Yeah, you could do that. In the old days, if you used old school Maguire 201, that never breaks down. That literally never ever breaks down. That always just sits there and just. Yeah, so it just depending if you have those diminishing abrasives that you're using. I'm gonna
Right.
put Franco out until he puts his camera back on, and then I'll bring him back in.
Yep. We
Um,
got a question from Jay Farm
State
several
Farm. Let me
comments
see. So
back.
it says, so no
It says I
straight
have
soap bucket, no.
questions. So
He says, I have questions. Why is it accepted to do a pressure wash with only water for wheels and tires as a pre-wash, but not for paint? Hmm, that's a good question. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it goes back to the same thing, right? Like everybody kind of has like their same, how do I say it? Methodology, right? In terms of like the wheels are always gonna get scratched up. It's the lowest part of your car. It's like your side skirts. If your car is low, it's gonna get beat up, scratched up, and stuff like that. And I think that's why it's like that. But in terms of the paint, it's a little bit more delicate, right? I think it's something in that nature. I don't know what you think, but that's a good question. I'll
yeah,
let Titan Tim and then Franco.
Yeah, I'm
tap
trying to
into it real
break
quick.
down. Okay, so I'll read it again, and I want to break it down. Why is it very accepted to do a pressure wash with only water for wheels and tires as pre-wash, but not for paint? Usually I don't do that. I've done it on occasion, but sometimes I'll just spray if they're hammered, I'll spray on cracking at 1 to 3 or 1 to 9 or whatever. And then I'll leave that dwell for 10, 15 seconds. Then I pressure wash that off the
Mhm.
rims. So I've
Mhm.
done it both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
And
you, Franco?
and for me, whether I'm using a pressure wash, which all the detailing buddies that know me know that I prefer doing hose washes. But if even if I am using a pressure washer, I'm not using foam very often. And I have a Bronco outside and a Mazda that are not love mark scratch from washing at all. I just don't buy into the fear. I call it fear mongering. Like if you use this pressure washer on your paint, you're going to scratch, that water's going to hit the grit and scratch your. It doesn't. It doesn't unless you're going point blank on your paint. Yeah, that's stupid. Nobody should be doing that. But yeah, if you can rinse off your wheels with just water, apply your chemicals and get to washing, you can do the same exact thing with the paint. Smartly, yes, of course. The
Oh yeah.
most important thing is to get that grit off, whether you're using water, a spray on chemical, or a foam. It's the chemicals in the foam help break down the grime to make the cleaning easier, but they're not needed.
Yep.
In my personal. But then again, you're looking at Texas versus North Carolina versus used to be New York. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, no
yeah.
doubt.
And I agree. I agree with what Rick Smith says in here. He just says, you can all blast me, but most YouTube detailing is monkey see, monkey do without doing your own research. And that's what it is, right? Like people just like again,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna sit here and say, there's no wrong or right.
Oh,
There is a
absolutely
wrong
not.
way to
No, yeah,
detail
you're
at a
right.
point, but everybody has their own method, right, of doing it. It's
Mhm.
just the matter is what the end result is, that you're doing it safe to what you think is safe, right? Like
Yeah.
like that's what it is. We don't have to foam the car on 15 times. Like we all have that self-judgment. That's what it is.
Yep.
We all have that self-judgment. And yeah, that's all I can say about that, right? It's just
Yep.
Well, what's your favorite part of the detail? And I'll give an example. I'm trying to rush through, safely wash my car, but I'm not trying to foam and wait 5 minutes, then rinse it off and then foam it again and then finally by the time you're done doing that, I've got the roof, the hood, and the driver's side done. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I'm rushing through the wash so that I could do the fun part, which is applying my sealant or a topper or a wax. I love doing that stuff. So if I can get all that stuff out of the way quickly and I'm not spending 20 minutes just on prep before I even put a mid on the car. Yeah. I mean, so what is your favorite part of the detail sock,
When I'm done, I hate doing it all. I'm like, yeah. No, my no, my fun part,
Oh, boy.
my fun part, to be quite honest, my fun part of doing the detail, if there's no polishing and let's just say a maintenance wash, my favorite part is really, like you said, the detail spray part. I like the drying part. I like feeling the paint slick as I'm drying it. It's just like
Mhm.
that's my favorite feeling. And then obviously seeing like the shine come through. If my car is really dirty, then my favorite part is when I foam it on and just watch all that dirt and grime just run off the paint before I
Okay.
rinse it off. The pre-wash part. You got what I'm saying? Those are my two favorite parts of the detail. Everything else
Yep.
can kick rocks.
My favorite's buffing.
See,
Oh,
If
yeah.
my body
that's a
could let me,
hardcore
I'd
buffer
buff
right
all
there.
day, every single day. I'd love it.
My favorite part is saying La Boca Cosmetica.
Purifica.
Purifica.
Oh, damn.
Rick's
Damn, I'm gonna
being
have
the
to blink my
smart
screen
ass
again.
in the chat.
Yeah, what Rick says. Titan Tim says let me develop my first water.
Jeez.
Oh man.
What a guy.
Water is not a lubricant.
Solvent.
Yes, it is. It is both. It is
It doesn't
both.
lube very well.
Both of y'all take your socks off.
Trust me, it doesn't lube
Wet-
very well.
Wet your bathtub. Wet your bathtub right now. Jump in there with jump into it and
Yeah, but that's
see
when
how
there's
lubricating
zero.
it is.
But that's when there's zero, 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 like literally completely flat ceramic. That is where there's zero ridges, like in a flat
No,
surface.
you're absolutely right. It's a solvent, but yeah, you know how to push my buttons. See,
But it's a
it's
shitty
a
lubricant
lubricant.
though.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
lubes
Well,
too. It lubes too. Don't get me wrong. Like it has some
well,
level of lubricity, but it's not.
I haven't archived it in video, but you know how many times a year I wash the Mazda and the Bronco without using any kind of, and I'm talking about like the simplest of drying aids, like a 250 6-to-1 rinseless wash. The why am I buying all these? Why is everybody out there? Anybody who's in the comments right now, just live, you two guys, everybody. Why are we buying the most expensive? And I wouldn't say most expensive, but why are we buying high quality South Korean microfiber towels that don't scratch your car? They're so much better than what you get at Costco and Walmart and all that. But yet, when we use them, we still have to use the drying aid. Well, what's the point? Well, if we have to use drying aid because the towels are going to scratch anyways, then just buy the Walmart joints and save, hundreds of dollars a year.
So it goes back to the same thing, right? Like here's the best question, right, Franco? Here's the best get back. Why do people buy the most expensive mattress when all we could sleep is max 4 hours anyways, right? 4 to 6 hours. What's the point of buying the
I
best?
sleep 10 at least.
He said 10. You're always out.
I'm always
out
out.
and
Yeah.
about.
Let's catch up
But
sleep.
no, I agree, right? Like there's a certain level of like, but I'm guessing it goes back to, again, there's people, again, it goes back to what Rick Smith said, right? Like people just talks about, they just follow every other person's detail. But the problem with detailing is we have to be aware of the stupidity, right? There's people out there that just do dumb stuff. Let's be real, right? Like they'll grab it with just water on the paint and do this really hard with pressure just to dry off the paint. It's just, trust me. Titan Tim has a perfect example. I think he polished one of his old customers' vehicle, and it came back all swirled up like within a couple months. I don't know.
Sorry, that's my bad.
It's just weird, And
yeah, I don't know. My thing is like you can dry with water. It's okay. You don't have to have a drying aid. I have proof of it. Like I said, I haven't.
No, you don't need it. You don't need it.
But it is nice.
Yeah,
it does
you don't
apply. I'm not
need
saying.
Yeah. It's nice to have it, but you don't
Yeah.
need it. No.
I've used Tim's high glue juice. I've used
high glue juice.
That's what I called it in the video once. It was like high glue juice. But yeah, no, it's nice to use. But I'm also in a spot over here in West Texas at any given day, like a gust of wind is going to blow super fine dust on my stuff.
Right.
And I noticed that I have less dust cling when I just dry my vehicle with after the final rinse, just hit it up and dry it. If I use any other spray on whatever the residue, you're gonna see the light swipes where I've dried. Every single one leaves, and your high glue juice and Yum Detailer do it way less than a lot of others, but my vehicle's not scratched, and I've not used drying aids 80% of the time. So,
yeah, and you know what it is too, though, is just that remember
worth.
our cars are coated, right? Like sometimes coatings like reject whatever type of stuff that you were using beforehand, right? Because most of like the polymers that are in like most type of like detail sprays or whatever, like those are going because they add it for lubricity, right? So when you add that on there, it's like it's rejecting itself. Like the coating is sometimes rejecting rejecting the polymers. Same thing when you use, say, a ceramic detail spray. Have you ever used a ceramic detail spray, say in like the evening, right before the sun goes down? You use a ceramic detail spray, and then you get all that haziness. It looks like it's like fogging up on the paints.
Right.
That's the same thing that happens, right? It's just the thing is just rejecting itself afterwards. So it's just weird.
Yep. Speaking of rejecting, we got some pretty reject comments in the chat.
What? Ready,
Mott's Detailing. You don't need underwear, but they're nice to have.
Yeah.
J Farm. I mean, I wipe after I poop, even though I'm
I was gonna
gonna
ask.
have to poop again later. Oh my god! If you guys
That's
don't hit
hilarious.
like, if you guys don't hit like on this channel, you guys
Yeah.
are sad, man.
All thanks to Franco's comment, right? It all started with Franco's comment.
Yeah.
You and your damn clay bars, man.
Right.
But
Leave
you
it
do
to
agree
Franco.
that. But you guys do agree that clay bars are better than clay towels, or
I agree. I agree. They
Yes.
clean, definitely pull more contamination for sure.
But you don't
that I
always
agree
need
with.
the clay bar. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then David Boy says, so Franco, graphene sprays don't reject the dust or sand.
They do
Okay.
and they don't. It's a case scenario. Like sometimes they're wonderful, sometimes they're not. Like Yum Detailer's doing real good, but you know, of all of them, of course, unless you use Bead Maker, because Bead Maker's notorious for holding dirt, you know,
Right.
or yeah, holding dust. So you have the Bead Makers, you have the Yums, you know, good, bad, bad, good, whatever. They all
But
hold on to dust some way somehow, because no matter what you do, you're putting some kind of chemical, you're drying off some kind of chemical residue. So is it the end of the world? No, not at all. But you know, some dust way worse than others. Yeah.
well, it depends on how flat your surface is. If your surface of your paint is like little mountain ranges, dust is gonna find more
Talking about-
spots to stick to it. If
talking
your
about maybe
paint is
orange
more
peel
like
or-
glass flatness, things are
Yeah.
gonna stick to it less because it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna be blown away.
Yeah.
So there.
Yep. Yeah. It goes back to what what I was saying earlier too. Is just more of and when I was saying earlier about the bathtub, about like the lubricant, right? Like water's not a lubricant. Like the flatter the thing, the less things want to stick, regardless, right?
Mhm.
And then it goes back to like clear coat is plastic too. Like when you leave it outside and it gets hot, it expands, and then when it's contracting itself back, sometimes it's like wedges whatever contamination right back. You get what I'm saying? Because remember, it expanding, then it's going to contract back. So that's about it. Yes, I do know my lube. I know my lube. All right, Tim. Jeez, my man put that in like 6 times.
Yeah, but you shouldn't always have to use it. Come on.
Oh,
If you know, you know.
It's like, but yeah,
Thanks for the invite.
yeah, no,
Great.
yeah. Welcome to the Diddy party, fellas.
Yep. Man.
Oh man. So anything? Oh, talking about inferior products. Like what Franco? What makes you not want to purchase a product, right? Even though I know you purchase a lot of things underneath your garage is full of products, but like, what makes you want to purchase a product? No spit.
Well, actually, I'm the opposite. I'm the gadget guy. I spend a lot of my money on little bits and bobs to put pressure washer guns on garden hoses, and I do all that silly stuff, and the pump sprayers, and you're getting a hose upgrade. But I don't buy that many products. It takes quite a bit. Like I never had any interest whatsoever in Labo Cosmetica, so you and I know this, and you finally talked me into it. So I think it's the community, just chatting with you, Hawaii Tim, Rick Smith, Ulysses, J Farm, everybody, that we're in this little biosphere of just hanging out and just palling around. That's what gets me excited. I don't have to watch the next video of someone coming out and like, hey everybody, this is great and you should buy this, and it's the most wonderful thing you ever used, and there's not even an ounce taken out of the bottle. Like that doesn't
Yeah, I
that
know.
doesn't
I
hype me
watched
up.
that too.
Yeah.
That is so dang funny.
So it's you guys that really talk me into like, dude, you really got to try this. And of the Labo Cosmetica, I've only used the Nintendo glass cleaner and the Primus. Yeah. And
Yep.
I love them. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, have you used Primus already?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
looks great.
I sprayed it on 15 to 1. I put it in a carton sprayer, like the first gen.
Yeah.
And I let it dwell. I think I might have dusted it with like misting setting on my garden guns just to extend the dwell time, probably a total of 3 minutes, and then rinsed it off. And Yeah, it was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even foam it on. Yeah.
Yep. And then Conway in here says Luminous is his GOAT, while Labo's out of his world for Hawaii Tim.
Wow.
And Luminous is very close, except on smells. You see, I agree. Labo has great smelling products. I love the smell of Labo Cosmeticas products. Have you used HydroSave yet as a drying aid?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I haven't done a whole lot of washing since I got that stuff, man. It's just now getting to the point where I was saying just now, but with my schedule of being at work, and then like it's the most perfect day for washing, and I'm stuck on a train, and then when I'm home, it's the wrath of God. So
yeah, Vice, I can't polish paint, man. I can't. That's
especially doors.
That's what everybody says. I can't polish any paint, man.
Has anybody ever noticed doors just don't want to get clear? It's the doors. That black GM paint that I was doing, that Silverado, it was just the doors. I did the exact same process on the doors as I did the front fender and the side of the bed. The doors were kind of cloudy. The front fender and the side of the bed wasn't. I didn't do anything different. You gotta sit there and try to get that clear.
And that's what happened with Ulysses and I and Eddie, where this whole 45 minutes of polishing ended up happening with me polishing a door. So this is what happened when we did the GM paint like 3 years ago, was we couldn't finish freaking like 2 spots because it was just so hazy and like you said, cloudy. But yeah, it's just GM paint is just annoying. Like,
yeah,
it just depends on the clear.
Definitely.
And Tim, I don't imagine you being a big, and this is just outsider looking in. I don't know you too well, but are you a big chemical guy? Is your garage like? Do you have to have the latest and greatest that comes out?
I have way too much stuff. I don't have to have the latest and greatest.
Bro, he has a lot.
I've got way too much.
He tries to. Titan Tim's like, Sock, you can have some of these products. I'm like, I already have a bunch of products. I can't take any more.
Right.
He's like, yo, Tim, like, he likes to try stuff out. To be quite honest, Tim really likes to use stuff more on like the compound polishing type of stuff. Like, he always typically grabs those type of products, those brand new. In terms of like sealants and stuff, he's very just straightforward. Like, he's like Titan man. I'm using Titan Luster. Or Luster,
NV
or
Luster,
like he's like me, very particular. Like, he has his set products. I have my set products. Like, that's
Fine Lab hybrid ceramic detailer. That stuff's great too.
Yeah.
But if anybody comes out with the next, a new company comes out with a new compound and it looks interesting, you'll snatch it up real quick.
Oh yeah, right away. Like, he'll buy it. Like, he'll get that shit next.
Sometimes I did get the Fine Lab 1000, that fine finishing
lie.
polish.
He right away he gets it. He's like, dude, yeah, because you don't care about finishing polishes. You mostly care about freaking.
You nuts?
No, but what I'm trying to say, I'm not talking
crazy.
about like every company. I'm talking about like compounds. Like, you for your 2 steps, you grab way more compounds than finishing polishes, because you have your set finishing polishes that you like.
I'll do a count.
Do a count. I went to your garage and I saw every product.
You haven't seen what's in the cabinet.
You haven't seen my
bedroom. Or in the other room. Or my tote.
Right.
We were gonna do a podcast. What's in Tim's tote?
What's in the top shelf right next to the bed? The little drawer.
What do I use, and what do you use, and what just sits on the shelf? Really? I got 3D ACA 500. I'm almost out of it. I don't use it hardly anymore. I like the Fine Lab A50. That stuff's great.
Yep.
And Detail Co's compound. But that will not finish. I tried Detail Co's compound because it wipes off so dang easy. On the black GM paint, that would not finish down. Even a fine foam pad won't finish. I had to use Fab polish to get it to finish down decent. So what, we get about 10 minutes left. Bring on those questions. And what's Rick talking about here? Titan Kim keeps interior products inferior products away from the Shelby. He barely let you look at it. Yeah.
The
Look at
only
it all
thing,
you want.
the only
Can't
thing,
touch it, but you can look at it.
the only thing Titan Tim allows me to touch on his Shelby is his tires. He's like, scrubbed it. That's it. That's all you get to do. Scrub the tires.
All right. Still has some armor on STP, son of a gun.
And Sock, you're boring as hell, man. You're not a product buyer upper either.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not, man. I'm
What
very.
what does it take? What does it take for you to buy a product?
See that it takes a lot, man. It really does take a lot, and I'll tell you what it is, right? For me, it really has to like wow me. How much better is it than what I'm currently using? If it's even just minuscule, like this small, much better. I'm like, do I really need to buy it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I have my set ways, and I always have a routine. Titan Tim and I are kind of like the same, right? Like we all have like our very set routines that we have, because every time you get a new product, you have to learn a new process. Did that make sense? Versus when you're like a DIYer, it's more of like, you know, for me, it's like you have all the time in the world, right? Like to get it down pack again and play with it. For me, it's more of like, it's kind of hard to get me in a new process. Kind of like Carlos. Carlos Serranos has his own methods, right? For interiors. I don't think he hasn't changed anything in his interior detail. And it's kind of hard to even change his products. He's been using the same interior products for years.
BioBreak for all the fabrics, and
Yep.
he'll try out a new cleaner every once in a while for like the doors and stuff. But yeah, I don't Lux cockpit interior dressing I think has been his mainstay since forever.
For like 5 years already, literally. Lux, from Drive Auto Appearance.
There you go.
So right. he's been using that for forever. Like everybody got their set ways just because they get like, yeah, I'll try a couple, but if it's minuscule better, it's like it's nothing. Freaking Sock will only buy Belhamba or Labos.
Oh boy,
you pronounced it correctly too with the accent and everything.
Yeah, Belhamba.
Does anybody use belt hammer,
bro?
I mean, I think a lot of people in the chats do. Not I haven't ever bought any. Yeah.
Belhamba.
Speaking of products over that way, I kind of alluded earlier. There's one product that I purchased. We were talking about prices of products, very expensive, and I wasn't impressed at all. Believe it or not, I bought Polish Angel High Gloss. Sorry. It didn't change the paint look at all. And I was looking at it from every angle. I even emailed them and I said, there's something wrong with this bottle or whatever, but I'm not seeing any gloss out of this whatsoever. They sent me another bottle. So I put both bottles side by side on the paint. Same. So very disappointed.
It says detailing with AK says question Sock, what do you dilute sword to for average interiors? AK your go-to for interiors? I don't know. I typically always have everything set to 1 to 5. I like to keep it either in the medium range because that way it's the best of both worlds. And if I need to go strong, then I just use it straight. That's kind of how I typically have all my products, even my wheel and tire cleaner, or not wheel and tire cleaner, my wheel acid. I keep it always in like a 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. And then wheel and tire cleaner, the Maniac wheel and tire cleaner, I always have it in a 1 to 5 dilution. Always. You just never know what you're gonna get. Now, if you're doing your own cars, you could do it in a 1 to 8, 1 to 10 dilution ratio for sword if you're using it for your own like maintenance washes.
I use Typhon on the interiors.
What about you, Franco? What do you use for interiors?
Sword. I clean the interior of my Bronco probably once a year. So I don't eat and I don't drink anything but water in my car. So yeah, it's light dusting. All I have to do is just open the doors, touch everything with the microfiber, and it's clean. Yeah, it gets grungy every once in a while, but sword. I probably sword right now. Yeah.
And then Keith says, Sock, have you have a set day/night for this podcast? No, ask Titan Tim why. I don't know either. Ask Titan Tim. He's the one that just
Well, we can't do it every Saturday night because a lot of times I run sound for a band on Saturday nights. So can't do it every Saturday night, but every once in a while we will. We might do it other nights. You're out of town on occasion. I'm busy on occasion. So yeah, it's just kind of like whenever we can, whenever we have, think of a topic we want to talk about that's interesting to everybody, and go from there.
And then White Tim says he likes to use Fine Lab Interior. Haven't used Fine Lab Interior. Yeah, got to give that a go.
That's one of those brands, Fine Lab. Y'all been talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it. My friends, everybody. I got no interest in buying it. Yeah, it's just one of those cats. It's gonna take me a while before I do.
Yeah.
The Fine Lab Odin coating that I put on that Shelby race car. I got that one. I actually won from Eddie from one of the there was a contest.
The giveaways. Yeah.
I mean, usually everybody's lickety split immediately.
I have used that. I put that on the Mazda.
Yeah.
And that
what do you think of it?
That's a fantastic coating.
Yeah.
I remember it being a little finicky to wipe off. It wasn't super easy, but it was not hard by any means. But yeah, it's been a champ. Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
And I have it right next to Yum too. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have if the door has Odin on it and the fender, the hood has Yum 2-year serum on it, and they both look great. A little more gloss on the Yum side, but hydrophobics are equal. Yeah.
Yeah. And so in the depth of gloss, you said the Yum is like richer?
Oh, it's like putting wax on. It's like a permanent wax. It's gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an expensive bottle for me though, man.
It is. It's up there, but worth every penny. You're not getting a punk ass coating with that stuff.
Yeah, I'll do it on my own car, but I don't know, man. I don't know. And then Phoenix EOD, Detail Co, Yum, Sword. People like Sword. I use Sword, but really for interior cleaners, man, I just typically I really go all out, and Sword is really like my maintenance type of thing.
Yep.
And that's what I got. And then
I give you most of my interior jobs. I don't do much interior anymore.
They're like, hey, are you Socrates? Yeah. Tim sent me your number, and I really want my interior done. And I'm like,
yep.
Oh yeah. Not to get into your personal business, but like you said, you're going to start slowing down on the polishing, or are you going to start throwing more of customers and whatnot Sock's way? Or
I can't do 5, 6, 7 cars a week. That's for sure.
Tim doesn't trust me with his customers. A couple customers.
Are you kidding me?
You don't want to ruin your good name.
Nah, he any new customer or we do jobs together, he'll introduce me like, yo, this is the guy, my go-to. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the guy that had the 71 Chevelle with the Mercedes we had to do. I didn't need to bring Sock with me, but I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to meet a customer so he gets to know them. And actually, I've brought him to several customers' places so they can get to know Sock. And immediately what I say is,
it's just like,
so when I'm done,
Carlos brings Oso with him.
Yeah. And then the president of the Coastal Carolina Mustang Club, they got like, I don't know, 10,000 followers or something like that, introduced Sock to him. It's like, okay, when I'm done, this is the guy you want to go to.
Yep. That's exactly how he introduced me. So yeah, so I appreciate Tim for that, for real. Literally, like I get a lot of work because of Tim. Like,
and Sock hasn't been trying to like push you downstairs or like push you in front of like cars and stuff.
No, because I pay him.
Yeah, he pays me.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually believe it or not.
Yeah, he pays me.
If he doesn't treat me, polish a truck or put on some ceramic and that, it's
he treated me like a real. He treated me like a real Mexicano once, bro. I'm gonna tell you.
A what?
A real Mexicano, a real Mexican. I'm gonna tell you. So one day,
oh, gosh,
it's hot. It's hot outside. It is hot. He's like, hey man, got an RV job. We're in the freaking. You see, that's why he's laughing. It was freaking hot that day. It was like we had we were sweating our balls off outside. Remember that? Remember that day?
Yeah, remember I'm from Minnesota. I like cool weather.
Yeah.
If you're sweating, I had buckets of water pouring
Bro,
on me.
he was bro. Now he was like, he tells the customer, he's like, obviously they've known each other for a while because he's been doing that customer's car for a while, or RV for a while. And he just tells him, it's like, yeah, let's just do this the next time. It's good to do it in the winter time. I'm like, bro, he had us in the summer washing an RV. I don't know how Eileen does it in California, bro.
Oh,
but,
dude, she is a beast.
bro,
That's
but-
dry heat though. It's a little different.
Yeah, yeah. I
Still,
mean that
it's
is
hot.
true, but still, it's freaking hot though. Like she's outside in the sun. Like that's wild.
Yeah, detailing with AK. Yeah, an RV job in the Carolinas. Yeah,
Exactly.
I ain't doing that anymore. Mm-mm.
Yo, look what Rick Smith said. Tim pays him in
What?
tacos.
Oh, hey, I make damn good tacos. I make enchiladas. I
Oh,
make taco.
man,
I make
that's
taco casserole. I
Yeah,
even sent him a picture of it.
yeah, yeah.
But you didn't let him have any.
Right.
And and I even brought Sock to my favorite authentic Mexican restaurant. It's called
Yep.
Dos Hermanos
Dos hermanos
It's a
tacos.
Taqueria.
Really good.
Say that
Taqueria,
word.
yeah. That's real good.
Yeah,
real
right.
Mexicans. Real Mexicans in there. Literally.
Yep.
So,
My first girlfriend ever was Mexican.
yep. In Minnesota. I'm like,
Rosanna.
damn.
Yeah.
If you did, yo,
And then you were
Hey.
you were reformed after that. Like
He
none of
was
the white girls
reformed.
after that. Oh, that's funny.
Alrighty. All right. So
Unbelievable. Well, we're just over an hour. So
an hour in.
if there's any questions, fire them
let the
away.
questions
If not, we're going to wind her down here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna duck out early, but hey, thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nah,
Glad you're here.
anytime, bro.
Yeah.
Unless we got something to stir up the pot today, it's up to you, man. If you got a topic,
I did my stirring. We might do a little something with the Greg Seibold here in just a little bit, but
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Once
yeah.
again, thank you for
Yep.
inviting me.
anytime,
Even though I
bro.
asked to be invited.
Yeah. Later, Frank.
All right, fellas.
Yep.
Take care. Peace.
Detailing with AK. Yeah, we have another thing in common here too. Wow.
What he put? What he put?
His
Detail.
first love was Peruvian.
Ah. He said,
Anybody
that's-
ever use Yum Dress version 2 on their tires yet? The reason why I ask is it doesn't spread very easy, but it looks really great.
I haven't used that. Let's see.
There's a comment there, but I ain't gonna say it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Keith.
So-
Keith's always funny. Okay,
Frank.
well, wind it down whenever you want here.
right,
I don't see
so
any more questions coming in. So
I'll do the outro. So appreciate all of y'all
Sweet.
from coming in. We'll have next time we do a podcast, we're definitely gonna probably do it a day. Let's plan it a day before. Can we do that at least?
of course.
All right. So that way we could get people, we could get the topics in and all that stuff. So I appreciate all of you for tuning in today. Again, another impromptu type of thing. And let's head over to Greg. Greg is another YouTuber as well and a follower of this channel. So he does these awesome like videos, and let's get ready to show him some love. So
Yep.
all right,
Everybody
guys.
hit the like before you go. And on the main video, if you can make a comment for Sock and his channel, that would help.
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
Yep.
All right. Later, guys.
All right. See you, everybody.
Peace.